Well, hello. I am back, I suppose. I have taken a pretty long break from the game, as you can probably see in my uploads, or friends of mine haven't seen me online in like a year. So I am back. Made a shaman. I had I used to say to my brother, I want to make a shaman on green, but two things need to be true before I consider making a shaman. I want to have enough money to buy JBB, and I want to have enough money to buy Fungi. And then I'll start a shaman, because I've played a shaman to 50... What was my shaman on blue? 56? 55 or 56? And I had a great time, but I just don't want to do the slog again unless I have a bit of a handicap. I know it's a total cop-out. So I don't have a Fungi. I mean, I'm wearing a Fungi. Does not belong to me. This also doesn't belong to me. My brother graciously lent me these two items. The rest of my gear is just kind of like hand-me-down stuff. I also don't have a JBB, but I have almost enough money to buy a JBB, which I hope by the time I'm 45 and I can click it, I will have enough. I think I will. That's hence the reason I'm sitting where I'm sitting right now at the trance, getting my 130 gold per kill, which is always fun. But yeah, I decided, I sort of came back from a break and was like playing around like 2 weeks ago, making twinks. My brother said, yeah, borrow my Fungi, like have a bit of fun, blah, blah, blah. So I made a warrior, because I feel like that's the Fungi twink character I always wanted. Made a warrior, got him to like level 25, 26. Had a great time with him, and then kind of realized like, I don't know if I actually want to be a warrior, like late game. I feel like I'm kind of not knowledgeable enough on like high level raiding and like, you know, that kind of thing. And I also don't really have the time to figure all that kind of stuff out. I feel like there's so much responsibility in a main tank or a warrior at high levels. High level content, I mean, not high levels. And I also have a Shadow Knight already, so it's like the Shadow Knight fits my RP style way more, and the class identity fits me more, the utility fits me more, so warrior kind of feels wasted. But I had a great time doing that anyway. And then I was like, do I do it? Do I actually just make another shaman? Because fuck, I really do feel like Bob on YouTube, Super Bits and Bob, he always says he feels at home on a shaman, and I really know what he means. It sounds weird, but I really know what he means. I don't know, something clicks with shamans. I think it's a mixture of the lore, the race, like being a troll, love that. And I don't know, just their toolkit just matches me. And I just, for some reason, I feel better being a wisdom, like a priest caster rather than an intelligence caster. I kind of like the role play of being a big, dumb, strong oaf sort of thing. So yeah, I decided to do it again. And I have grand plans for this character, as I've said before in many previous videos, and then I just didn't do the thing that I said that I was going to do. Classic Everquest brain. But I'm at least going to try and get this guy a JBB, maybe an epic. I don't know. Let's see. That means I'll have 2 Shaman epics. But I don't know, how much is a tier? I can't imagine I'm going to join a guild that's going to give me a tier. Will give me a tier. I guess I have to earn a tier. How much is a tier on green? I'll find that out. And if it's within grasp, then that's probably going to be something I'll try and do. Because doing the faction stuff, I've already done it. It's pretty easy. It's just time consuming. And then the tier part, yeah, we'll get to there when we get to there. This is how my EverQuest brain works when I'm sitting here waiting for respawns. I just think about all the cool things I want to do that take like 6 months to achieve. Start writing down notes. I used to do that when I played this back in the day. I wish I had that notepad. I had a notepad with all my information tidbits in it. You know, that was really fun. Anyway, so I'm playing this character. I got this the other night on my SK, which is crazy. I was going to buy one, because if you've never played Shaman before, you kind of need one, because Cannibalize, if you use it like this, you hit the earring, your GCD just goes away instantly. So I would say that's a must-have. Also very easy to farm. The first time I did this, it took me about 2 hours. You have to kill Grackness and get the... you just got to kill his placeholders. It's like a bunch of goblins. And then he'll eventually spawn. There's not really any secret or skill to it. You just kill goblins until you see him appear. But you can get really unlucky. You know, you can kill Grackness 20 times and never get the earring. But I ran my Shadow Knight into there from Lake of Omen. First mob I saw in Warslick's Woods was Grackness. Didn't know this, but he was like a pathing goblin. He wasn't in the fortress. I had no idea that was a thing. He was just running around in front of me. So I kill him, and he dropped the earring. So I was farming that for, I'd say, a grand total of 1.5 minutes. Probably the luckiest Everquest thing that's ever happened to me, but I wish it was an item a little bit more valuable when I could receive my ultimate luck. And then the rest of this guy's gear is just sort of hand-me-downs. This is all stuff that was on this warrior twink I had, but, you know, I realized all of it fits. I guess apart from this, I had that. And then I also have the crystal chitin circlet, which I always wear that on wisdom, on troll, sorry, because I don't like to troll helmets. And this is a really good item. I just prefer being a helmetless man. In real life too, I don't look good with hats on. And then what else have I got? I mean, nothing crazy. Just, I mean, this is crazy, but since it doesn't belong to me, it doesn't feel crazy. But yeah, my brother, I do apologize if I've talked about this before, but he got his epic on his bard, which never thought I'd see the day. He got his epic on his bard, and he funded it by being the king of the Pegasus cloaks. If you bought a Pegasus cloak, or the loot rights to a Pegasus cloak, in the last 1.5 years, I'd say pretty big chance he's the one who did it. And so he bought that. I don't know the bard epic that well, but he bought the white scale, I think, the white dragon scale, for such an enormous amount of money. And then he got, you know, he finished up the rest of the quest and got his bard epic. And then he was kind of like, you know, started building out a twink set. And then he graciously lent me some of his twink items, which is super, super sweet. But yeah, I guess the rest of his stuff is pretty normal. I don't really know why I'm doing a show and tell here. For some reason, I always feel like that's how I should start a video. But I'm level 30 right now. I'm in South Karana doing the Trance Classic Camp. I did 1 to 5 in Inithul, and then I did Guk up to like 15. And then I did Gorge of King Zorb, which, if you're leveling in that level range, about level 14, I reckon that's the best XP you can get. There's a Minotaur camp that I've probably shown. Oh no, I have. I've shown in previous videos. There's Minotaurs, and they're on a really short timer. I think it's like 4 minutes, and you can just churn through them. It is such insanely good experience. Like can't even tell you how good the experience is. And then I did 20 there. Then I went back to Guk, to my other little spot, which I probably featured before. And I got to level 28. Yeah, 28 there. Also, I forgot that Shamans get invisibility at level 29. Like, what a fucking... Blue balls is crazy. So, I finally have invisibility. I had these funny rings. Ring of Shadows. For when I didn't have invisibility, just to get through, like, Rivervale and stuff. Oh, and then I found a broom too. That was kind of fun. And then I went to Nat. Everyone makes fun of the way I say things. Like, they don't like Shaman. They don't like Necromancer, even though I say Necromancer now. But I went to Nagina. Some people say Nagina. I think it's Nagina, but it doesn't matter. And I found a broom, which is cool because that's actually the easiest one for the Shaman Reclaim pet thing. So I'll be doing that again. If anyone remembers me handing that in already once and messing up one of the items and then having to do the whole quest again. Hopefully I won't do that again. But I think I'm going to do Trance until level 32. I need to grind about 5k platinum to be able to afford JBB. I'd love to buy it prior to getting 45, so I just know that that's my trajectory. I don't know why they're so expensive on green though. If anyone knows, please tell me, because I bought mine on blue for, I want to say 9,000, maybe less, 8,500 maybe, and they look like they're pretty steady at 20k here. And I feel like the server is exactly where it was timeline-wise, as blue was when I bought mine. You know, a year or two after Velius. Like, the economy has settled into this weird Velius world. But maybe it's just supply and demand. I don't know. I just feel like they were half the price on blue. But yeah, I guess I'll just have to grin and bear it and buy it at 20k. That blows, but what are you gonna do? But I'm very enthused, feeling good. I took a break. I actually just recorded this. I recorded like a 30-minute voiceover from exactly what I'm doing right now, but I didn't hit record. I have a hotkey to record. Page up is record, like to start the record, and I guess it just didn't register the key, so I've already done this video. So I'm just worried that I'm saying the same things like over and over again. But yeah, I had to do a shout out. I've forgotten his bloody name. I feel terrible. Someone saw me in Grob, Gnome Magician, and he recognized my name from my videos, and he's like, you must get this all the time. I'm like, no, I don't get this all the time. You're the first person. This is really cool. It was a cool little moment. Really nice guy. And now I put him on friends, and I have forgotten his name, so I feel terrible. Next time I make a video, I'll make sure to remember his name. I know it was something fun. Something about magnets? I'm not sure. I will make sure I remember that for next time. So the technique here is, I don't know, I feel like the technique is just to frost strike them and melee them. To be honest with you, Fungi, as people say, I remember Bob said, it trivializes the game. It makes you feel like you're playing a different game within the Everquest universe. I can totally attest to that. It's insane how good it is. It just, especially from like level 1 to level 20, it's like you cannot die, even if you try to die. I think I must have had like 10 mushroom men on me at once, and I'm just like, oh, I'll just go and grab a drink while this is happening, you know? Who cares? Yeah, it's just insane. Like I'm at 400 HP. Every tick I get 21, which is troll regen plus the fungi. I don't even need to cast regeneration. The spell regeneration. I don't need to cast it because this is insane. It's not worth the mana. Look, since I started this thought, I've gained nearly 100 HP. It's just crazy. See why shamans love it. But it's been very fun having a fungi. I've always wanted to start a character with a fungi and just feel invincible, you know? It's beginning to lose its insane I can't die feature, but it's still, I mean, I can see even at level 60, this is just a game changer. I mean, it's so much regen. It also looks kind of inconspicuous on a troll, I think. It doesn't look, I feel like on an Ixar, it really looks like you're wearing a fungi. On a troll, I feel like it just looks like I'm wearing a banded shirt, which I actually like because I don't really like strutting around with my Lamborghini, if that makes sense. But yeah, I will make another bit of footage and put it onto the back of this one because this isn't the most exciting gameplay. Just kind of wanted to say hi. I have 2 kids now, got a 1-year-old, and that's kind of the main reason I wasn't really playing. I've been playing a few single player games, you know. I got a Steam Deck, so I've just kind of been playing card games and, you know, just fucking Slay the Spire, mate. I don't know if anyone's a Slay the Spire person, but man, I play that game so much. So I just kind of play games that you can just properly pause. Now that my youngest is a little bit older, I can, you know, spend a bit of time actually like being on a computer rather than just anyone with newborns who's had newborns would know how unpredictable every single minute of every single day is. So like Everquest just isn't the game for that kind of lifestyle. But glad to be back to kind of a semi-regular routine. Unpredictable, regular routine, but a lot more predictable. So yeah, that's kind of where I've been. I was looking at my YouTube channel. I'm like, damn, the first video I made was like 8 years ago. So I'm still playing. It's this bloody game. Never gonna kick the habit. You can play any other game, but it doesn't really compare to this one, does it? There's just something about it. Maybe it's these sunsets. I mean, jokes aside, that is, for a 25-year-old game, that is pretty impressive. Pretty impressive. But yeah, guys, good to be back on my Shaman. Hit me up. A lot of my friends that I was playing with on green like a year or two ago don't seem to be on, So if you're playing with me a year or two ago and we haven't chatted on Discord or anything like that, or you've got a different character or something, say g'day, because I only have a few friends that seem to be playing right now, so it'd be nice to have a chin wag. That's what we call it in Australia, chin wag. Chewing the fat. Spinning a yarn, mate. Be nice to have a little chat. Oh, talking about Australia, I mean, did you guys see how good we went in the Olympics? 18 golds. Didn't win a gold in the breakdancing though. That was a shame. So close. But anyway, I will find something more exciting and put it on the end of this. But it's good to be back. Well, I moved a grand total of about 500 feet from where I last was. I've got some footage of getting the broom of Trillin. Just earlier, I got the Griffin Fellas, the Star Ruby, I think it's called. And then the broom, which I got in Nagina, just randomly. Good luck for me, because usually buying these is kind of annoying. And then what was the last thing? Cyclops toes. I just found them on a vendor somewhere. I think in Lake Wraith or Wraith Mountain, sorry. I am now at a camp I also find kind of nostalgic. I also got my pet here. I'm level 34 now. I got my first pet, which I always felt was kind of the beginning of feeling like an actual shaman. Because they're not amazing DPS. If you've never played a shaman, they're not comparable to a necromancer pet or a mage pet or anything like that. But they're a good little meat shield. And later on, like I'd say the level 44 pet and on, they do pretty reasonable damage. And I mean, the best thing is you can just kind of use them to split. You know, let the dog take a bit of a beating, get the mobs where you want them to be, and then you can kind of kill them. They're also great if you're in a zone where there's roaming low-level mobs, so you don't have to, like, you know, when like a fucking wolf like attacks you, and it's super annoying, or like a level 2 orc attacks you, and you're like, oh, here we go. This guy will just kill it in like 2 seconds. So I just resummoned him. I can't remember. On my old shaman, I used to be really good at this, knowing what level your pet was from what they hit. I think low is 22 or 23, and high is the high 20s. We'll see what he hits for. But this is my first try with the, come here, Zarana. Oh, where did my, oh, okay, never mind. I don't know which one of these guards is high level. I'm not sure if this is dicey too at level 34. Probably is. So let's focus on this guy first. Oystend. Zone line's right behind me too, so if things go really pear-shaped, I can always zone. See, he takes a mad beating. This guy's a bit of a legend. Okay, as expected, he didn't like the Scourge. I'm still kind of getting used to the pet. I mean, obviously, this is the first time I've ever summoned him. So I think the best way to do it would be chuck a disease-based dot on him just to kind of let that tick while he's sitting there. But I'm just kind of wanting to suss out the spot and see if it's possible. Definitely feels like it's possible. This doesn't seem hard at all. It's not hitting me that hard. Do I have any buffs? No. Yeah, sorry about this stupid white bar at the top. I'm running, I probably talked about this before, I'm running a client that I originally installed in literally when P99 came out. I think probably the week this came out, which was a very long time ago at this point. It's probably 10 years ago. No, maybe even longer. Maybe even longer. Like when P99 first came out. Oh, this guy's kind of nasty, actually. Probably should be slowing him. But yeah, I'm running a client that's really old. Like at least 10 years old. And every time I build a new computer or I want to play on a laptop or someone else's computer, I just put it on a USB stick and drag it over to the next computer. And it has a few little differences. Like I remember that people used to post texture packs on the forums, which since I don't know how to find them anymore, because if you go to that like improvement section on the forums, it's not there anymore. Oop. But you may have noticed, because I do sometimes get questions like how come, like picking for instance like my druid, like back in the day, people would always ask how come his face looks so high res. And some of the ogre faces I have are a little high res too, but not all of them. I like don't remember which ones I actually downloaded. And then the other thing is, every time I install a fresh P99 client on my computer, the game just crashes so much. I don't know what magic has been done on this client that I'm running on, but it just never crashes. I used to crash like, I'd say every time I zoned, flip a coin and I'd crash, but on this client I don't. But the other part of this client is if I go full screen, it just crashes. So going to have to deal with that bar at the top, which I hate as much as you do. But yeah, having a really good time on the Shaman, as you can probably tell. I got level 34 in no time. The traits kind of went a little green. You know what? I'm just gonna kill this guy. There we go. I did 30 to 32. Does he go swimming? He does. This is really funny. Rusty short sword. Not what I'm looking for. Look at that. My inner deity has already paid off. I will happily imbue some sapphires for this guy. Rusty sword. Oh my god, why can't I say this? Rusty short sword. I don't want to do the old thing where you accidentally zone. I'm at the NK Bridge Guards. Yeah, I guess this is a very doable camp. I think I was on 5% XP, so probably looking at 2-ish%, a little less, 2-ish% per kill. Really chill spot. I feel like every time I run a character through North Carolina into South Carolina, there's somebody sitting here. It's always a big fat shaman just like this. There's always a guy that looks just like this sitting here. And if I'm a low-level character, I'm like, oh man, I wish I was playing a shaman. I wish I was killing guards. So now I'm the one killing the guards. I did think they dropped Fine Steel, but apparently not. And then that's guard Frederick. He's the roamer. I just killed him earlier. There's also the tower camp up near the enchanter people, up near the gypsies. That's another good camp. I think they're the same level guards. I think they're level 30, 32, possibly. I might go there too later. If I have a log on and this place is camped, I'll go there. Oh yeah, but sorry, I did the trains until 32, and then I did the millers at level 32 to 34. Look at this legend. I don't have the spell. Wow, look at this service. I've never actually done this before, so this is fun. Let's have a look. So, imbue sapphire, I will put it on page 8, which is kind of my page for things that I don't need to use. Like burst of flame for pulling things. Do I just have to click the sapphire, or do I just cast the spell? Let's just see what happens. Oh, there we go. Cool. Never done this. Oh, that's kind of fun. See, I always say you learn something new in this game every time. Is this costing me like a shit ton of mana? 200 mana? Well, I'm glad I split them. I don't want him to tip me. I'll take the spell. No. Oh, okay. Legend. Easiest 50 plat I've ever made. I did say I didn't want him to tip him, but I feel like sometimes it's harder to not receive the tip, and then you get into a non-tipping match. Like before I bound someone in Kinos. He was like, would you mind running over to Kinos to buy me? I'm like, of course. So I ran over to Kinos and bound this like level 12 Shadow Knight, and she tried to give me 3 plat, and I'm like, mate, keep your money. I'll bind you anytime, anywhere. It doesn't matter. Also, because I know how frustrating finding a bind as a melee can be. But cool, he's doing the innie what's it called? The armor? Cultural armor. I have some of that on my Shadow Knight, the imbued steel silk. That stuff's really fun to get. Oh dude, look at this hero. Skin like diamond. If you ever need another imbue, I can... Don't expect another tip, but it's kind of fun doing stuff like that. I guess that's another reason why I like shamans, you know? I like playing helpful characters. I think that's why the druid really attracted me. It's just fun. It's fun feeling helpful in this game, I feel. I wonder if I can just like... Now that he's got skin like diamond, I wonder if my pet can just tank this. Yeah, it's fun having a pet. I'm glad I do. Yeah, it is fun having some utility. Like when people ask me for Spirit of Wolf, I'm always happy to. Like unless I'm in the middle of running a train to zone, always happy to buff people, help people out, whatever it is, because it's... I don't know. After playing a melee, like playing my Shadow Knight, and back in the day I played a Shadow Knight too, I get... The game feels so much more difficult when you can't bind, when you can't sew, when you have 0 utility, or you're playing like a warrior or something. So I feel like if you play a wisdom class or an enchanter, like you kind of owe it to the community to throw a clarity out here and there, you know? But yeah, that's where I'm at. I know I always say this, like I'm gonna post videos as much as I can, but I think I will. I'm gonna try and do at least an update like I've done in this video every couple weeks, just when I have time, when the kids aren't yelling behind me. Just got to choose my time. I mean, I wanted to record the broom quest, but it just, yeah, it wasn't good timing. But I think I'll try and get a video out here and there, because it's nice. I don't know about you guys, but like when I play EQ, I watch EQ videos when I'm working and I've got kind of like downtime, or I'm doing like busy work. Oh, rusty sword, fuck you. If I'm doing like busy work at work, you know, like production work, I'll put on an EQ video. I'll watch flats, like I watch Reptox's video. I've probably seen Reptox's video series. I would say I feel pretty confident in saying I've watched his series more than anybody else. I reckon I've seen the whole thing from back to front 20 times. It's like some people watch The Office and some people watch The Simpsons and some people watch Seinfeld. I watch Flatz's Everquest videos. Such a dork. Such a dork. I actually need to send him a message. Me and him became really friendly like 3 or 4 years ago when we were both playing on Blue and we're doing some grouping and stuff. And then I haven't spoken to him in a couple of years. I wonder how he's going. I know he lives in the middle of nowhere, right in the center of the country, where I think he lives in like one of the hottest towns in Australia, which is kind of cool. You don't really expect Everquest players, you know, you just kind of, Everquest players live in the middle of nowhere. Actually, maybe you do. Look what I'm doing right now. I'm in the middle of Karana. Alright, I'll kill this last guy. But I'm trying to figure out where to go after this. I'm probably going to sit on these guards for a little while, at least till probably my 39 spells. Maybe. I did say I want to do dungeons, but oh yeah, I did go to Kazakh Thul, Alligator Alley, which you enchanters out there probably know Alligator Alley really well. It was a little bit too difficult. At least level 31. It was totally doable, but in order to keep them split and for the whole thing to kind of make sense, I had to be incredibly active. Like, I had to keep on top of all the spawns, and then also if you if you don't root them and you let them run, they run into the alligator pit, and then you're definitely going to die. That was another thing I wish I recorded. I tried to swim away from like 25 alligators. I did make it away, but one of them bashed me into a wall, like into the corner of a wall, and then I just got stuck. Like my whole characters couldn't move, and I was trying /rewind and it wouldn't let me do it. I guess maybe because I was in active combat or something. And I'm like, this is such BS. So I just kind of just accepted my fate, just standing there with like 50 alligators hitting me. Not 50, maybe 15. And then another one bashed me just kind of like out of the wall. And I did make it out alive. Thank Inaruk. But yeah, I wanted to record that too, but it was kind of short and sweet. Yeah, but I guess if you've got any ideas on where I can level, I mean, by the time you're watching this video, if it's in a week or so from when I posted it, I'll probably be like mid-30s. Oh, these guys are poor with their rusty short swords. They don't outfit them as well as they do over closer to Kinos. I guess that makes sense in the lore. The guards closer to the town would have the nicer weapons, right? Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, and that was just something they did. But yeah, send a comment. I'm trying to think of somewhere fun. I was thinking maybe Crystal Caverns, because I've only ever been to Crystal Caverns for just like messing around purposes. I've never actually been in Crystal Caverns to like actively get experience. I have read it's very good. Let's see how many people are in there now. Is it Crystal? Or is it... I can't remember what the code is. But yeah, I've read that's really good experience. And yeah, I've run through, that's about it. In fact, I think I ran through with Reptox. He was showing me something in there. And then Tower of Frozen Shadow, maybe. I don't know. I've gone up to level 3 in there, just as like a little exploration thing. I'm not sure it's the best experience, but maybe that would be fun. But then again, it kind of needs to be semi-dad friendly. Lots to think about. Gorgeous neon purple sunset right now. It's kind of fun. I get to see people go running through. Very classic shot, this, isn't it? There's no doubt what game I'm playing with this shot, is there? But yeah, I guess that's that. I will speak to everybody soon, and thanks again. Okay, cheers. Almost forgot to say, I wrote down that guy's name that I spoke about in that earlier portion of this video. Kilowatts was his name. It wasn't magnet related. It was electricity related. So shout out to Kilowatts, mate. Thanks. Cool that you recognize me. Hopefully you see this video too.